I'm Craig. Today, we're admiring the first half of Chapter 40, America Confronts the Post-Cold War Era, in Kennedy, Cohen, and Bailey's The American Pageant Textbook, or, if you're using the 15th or older edition, Chapter 41. I'll be starting us off today with Bill Clinton, the first baby boomer president. When the election of 1992 rolled around, it said Bill Clinton against George H.W. Bush. Clinton was young and full of energy, and his Democratic Leadership Council sought to reorient the party towards a more business-friendly stance. Meanwhile, Bush campaigned on the same family values, but was severely hobbled by the fact that he had raised taxes after swearing not to. For these reasons, Clinton won by a solid 5 million vote margin when Election Day rolled around. But what did Clinton do when he first came into office?
Well, Clinton faced great opposition when he supported an end to the ban of lesbians and gays in armed services. So Clinton instituted a don't ask, don't tell policy which unofficially accepted gays and lesbians as soldiers. Clinton's reputation was further damaged when his wife's 1,300-page plan to reform healthcare was rejected. However, Clinton succeeded with his deficit reduction bill that cut spending and increased taxes on the wealthy. The bill also eliminated the federal debt. Clinton also succeeded with his anti-crime bill, which funded 100,000 new police officers and further prison construction. Crime rate thus began to decline after 1995. Overall, there was still an anti-government mood during Clinton's presidency, as evidenced by the Oklahoma City bombing, which destroyed a federal office building and took countless lives. Now, Frank, how did the conservatives react to Clinton's presidency?
Well, Clinton's failures fueled a conservative counterstrike led by Newt Gingrich, whose contract with America stated that the government would work to reduce the deficit and cut funding to welfare. These ideas proved so popular that the Republicans won both the House and the Senate in 1994. The newly Republican Congress wasted no time in slashing money for the poor, passing welfare reform bills later that year which cut money for welfare recipients. Republicans also cracked the conservative whip on issues such as immigration, even at the risk of alienating the rising Latino portion of the population. However, Republicans overstepped their popularity when they forced a government shutdown in 1995, earning them contempt from the majority of Americans. Abe, can you tell us how that contempt manifested itself?
Well, it started when the election of 1996 rolled around and the Republicans nominated Robert Dole against Democrat Clinton. Both parties battled for the swing voters, especially the middle-class suburban females known as soccer moms. Clinton prevailed and won the election of 1996. All right, Frank, where would you pinpoint Clinton on the political economic spectrum?
Well, Clinton was an extremely centrist president throughout his entire second term, on issues ranging from affirmative action to race relations. Unfortunately, not everybody took this middle ground. Black folks were infuriated to the point of rioting after a videotape showing white police officers beating a black taxi driver, one Rodney King, was released to the public. White folks were similarly disgusted by a lack of justice after the acquittal of O.J. Simpson by a black jury for the murder of his wife. On the whole, however, minorities were gaining greater political power than ever before, as more and more African Americans surged into elected office and through the halls of higher education. But we've talked a bit about Clinton and his stance towards internal politics in America. What did Clinton do on the global stage?
All right, under Clinton, the economy boomed and unemployment fell down all the way to 4%. Overall, Clinton supported trade expansion policies such as the North American Free Trade Agreement, which created a free trade zone in Mexico, Canada, and the US. And Clinton also supported the World Trade Organization, which was a global free trade system. However, Democratic protectionists and many others protested these free trade policies under Clinton. Clinton also passed a trade bill that made China an official trading partner of the US. And he accelerated this globalization processes with other developments such as communication with the Microsoft computers and the growth of the internet. However, these new communication tools negatively impacted certain jobs, such as postal carriers and stockbrokers. Many white-collar jobs were jeopardized by the rise of technology. All right, Frank, we already covered African Americans, but can you tell me about another group that was historically, politically neglected?
Yeah. As the 1990s dawned, over half of all American women held jobs outside the home, and the work rate among mothers was rising faster than ever before. Unfortunately, women still only accounted for 1/3 of all lawyers, judges, and politicians. Not only that, but divorce rates were rising as well. But Abe, can we shift our focus once again to a more global stance and take a look at Clinton's foreign policy?
Let's do it. Clinton went back and forth on his foreign policy. He withdrew troops from Somalia, but then committed troops to a NATO peace contingent in Bosnia. Clinton sought to pacify the Middle East, so he sponsored a meeting between Israel and Palestine. Clinton then spent his entire second term trying to establish an agreement between the Israelis and Palestinians to no end. The terrorist organization known as Al-Qaeda arose in the 1990s, led by Osama bin Laden. Bin Laden declared war against America itself and all of its allies. Clinton also helped to pacify the Troubles in Northern Ireland and other conflicts in Korea. However, American foreign policy was still ill-defined. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.
And comment down below if you have any questions.
We'll catch you guys next time.